Right, okay. I'm gonna make a quick, I don't know, rant if you want to call it that. And you see the title, so that's the topic this is gonna be about. So I took this test, this Network Plus test, like 2 days ago now? I was actually gonna make this video sooner, but shit. Uh, um, and I must say, that test left a real bad taste in my mouth. I took the classes, you've seen the videos previously where I have the certificate of completion, okay? And I also have the network, the A plus test, passed, the A plus certification, currently fully A plus certified, fine. I go and take this network plus test after studying my ass out. Like I studied that gigantic book. You'll see it right here. Oceans of notes. Notes. And you'll see that right here. Split into 3 sections, as you can see, for A plus, Network plus, and Security plus. Okay. We shall go to the midsection here. Here we go. Notes. Just notes. Ocean o notes. Just notes ad infinitum. Just notes. You can't teach this. Just notes. This big ass book condensed down. I didn't even fill up the whole thing. But just notes. Notes. Just notes. Studies, notes, Professor Messer. What the hell is that kid doing? Okay, whatever. I'm gonna get hit. I don't know what the hell those two fools are doing. Anyway, Professor Messer's videos. Studies, notes. I go in there. The two things that I thought were gonna mess me up were ports. You gotta memorize those ports, and for some reason I couldn't memorize over and above the very basic ones. Port 80, port 443, telnet, blah blah. And then the other thing that I thought was gonna kick my ass was subnets. And so I sat there after studying all that stuff, taking all those notes. I drilled down on the ports, which still okay, and subnets, which I have studied and drilled down to so much, right? Whoops, cop. Okay, which I have studied down and drilled down to so much. Oh, is he pulling somebody over? Up. He didn't even. Are these lights going on? Well, they're not for me, so whatever. Studied down and drilled down to so much that I can now, IPv6, okay, yeah, I'm going to need a piece of paper for that. But IPv4 subnets, I can do that in my head right now. Even Professor Messer's 7-minute subnetting thing is not as fast as how I could do it in my head right now. It's crazy, right? So, I'm thinking, man, I am good. I'm about to walk these streets with this Network Plus. Yes. I'm sitting there acting like my stuff is dragging on the floor, if you know what I mean. Feeling proud. I go in there and I'm noticing that, okay, you know what? Yeah, okay. Standard issues, skip the performance-based ones. Do that at the end. Okay, fine. Skip those 4. I then go in and I'm noticing I'm having to flag. I try to guess, but I'm having to flag a lot of questions. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Flagging a lot of questions, okay? But I'm like, whatever. So I go back. When I'm done that test, I have 20 minutes extra. I go back, I'm like, okay, 20 minutes to go through, 35 questions flagged, right? Not including the 1 or 2 where it's just like, oh shit, I don't know. All right? And I finished that whole test. I failed the test. I got like what, a 675. No, I got like 100 points. No, less than 100 points, like 90 something points short of passing. So like 6 something, maybe like 635. No, whatever. Less than 100 points to pass, right? 6 something out of, I think 750 was the passing score. And I noticed that they did not ask me a single question about subnets. Not one. Not one question about subnets, which from what I was told by one and all, everywhere I go on forums, comment sections, the teacher in the class, the book, everywhere, everybody and everywhere is saying, oh my God, subnets, if you don't know that, you're gonna fail. Subnets is the bread and butter of blah, 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 blah. Know your port numbers and know your subnets. Had I passed that test, I could have been Network Plus certified, CompTIA, Network Plus certified. Plus I have the A+, which now makes me what? If I had the Network Plus and the A+, that would make me like what, CIOP or some shit like that? I want the CSIS, which means A+, Network Plus, and Security Plus, right? But just the A+ and Network Plus makes me like a CIOP or whatever the hell the stackable title is. I could have been CIO, whatever the hell, Network Plus certified, and not know anything about subnets, and I would have still passed if I had done good. Pretty much 99% of that test was all scenarios, which basically you pretty much had to, I'm going to level with you people. The A+ test, the reason why I passed it was not because of that gigantic A+ book, which again you just saw, right? It's not because of the A+, not because of the class. It's because I have been working with computers since I was 14. I learned how to build computers in high school, taking a computer maintenance class. I worked at CompUSA, at Micro Center, and Geek Squad. Well, CompUSA, Geek Squad, Micro Center in that order. And I've been building and fixing people's computers outside, meaning experience. That is how I flew through that A+ test with, I think, almost a perfect score, like maybe 50 points short of a perfect score or some shit like that. That's how I passed that A+ test. It wasn't because of the book. It wasn't because of any training classes or any videos. It was raw experience that made me pass that shit. And here it is now with this Network Plus thing. I mean, hell, here it is. You see me commuting. I'm on my way to a job where I am essentially a computer tech / network admin. I went and failed the Network Plus test, right? It's like, what is going on? Why is it that all this studying, I mean, again, you see it, the ocean of notes, the studying, Messer's videos, all that stuff. And that test did not ask me any straightforward point-based, like, okay, what is this? What address is this? Is this a class A address, B address? Nope, none of that. What is this? Label the points of a router, like, okay, this is the antenna or wireless router. This is the antenna, this is the port, whatever. Okay, gigabit port means what? Megabit port means what? Fast means what? Fast Ethernet, gigabit Ethernet means what? You know? Like, what channels are on wireless AC? None of that strictly technical stuff. Everything is all scenarios, which basically you need to have experience to know, right? And the thing then comes, it's like, okay, well, if you have experience, why do you need to take the test? You take the test to get the cert, to go get a job, to go get experience. If you already have the job, which I actually technically do, and you already have experience, which I don't as much as I do A+ experience, why the hell am I wasting time and money taking this test, right? And the thing is, like, actually, I'll say that at the end, right? And I can't even focus on this Network Plus test anymore because I have to go now focus on the Security Plus test, because I need to go and take that thing within like the next month or two before the year mark, where I end up losing the like a year after I took the class, you know. And you might be asking, wait a minute, what is that? Why is that? Well, this thing is at 9:15 out of 10 minutes. This thing I think is recording at 4K, so it only gives me 10 minutes. So I'll explain that coming up. Right, so explaining why it is that I am on a time limit for this thing, all right? Before I got this job, and actually my previous job, I was quote unquote underemployed. I was doing Uber, you know. I was back doing Uber, trying to make that work again, with their new system, which makes even less money. I wasn't quote unquote unemployed. I was underemployed. Okay, so my girl decided to drag me to this Frederick County workforce thing, because I didn't want to go to my parents. I could have just gone straight to my parents, or run right into Potomac and go to my parents and ask for some money, but I didn't want to do that, right? Be my own man and stand on my own 2 feet and all that bullshit. While I sit here and hear about how all of these rich people are freaking financially jujitsuing their kids into college. But yet I'm sitting here trying to make it on my own 2 feet and be a real man by the pound, 350 pounds of real man. Okay. Yeah, but my girl was like, okay, let's go to the Frederick County workforce and let's see what they can do to help and blah, 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 blah. And after splitting atoms and pulling teeth and negotiating a truce deal with God and Satan, God and the devil, she managed to get me in there. Okay. Well, turns out it ended up being good. Frederick County, Maryland, ended up paying for the entire $5,000 something bucks for the entire 3, which they normally don't do, but because they tried it before and blah 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 blah, and it doesn't really work out. But you know, since I already had experience with computers and I was in school for computer engineering and all that stuff, and I want to get back into the IT field. Okay, you showed a good enough desire, plus you showed how there's an actual job market. Like, you had to go and prove a bunch of stuff, prove that your aptitude for it. You had to go in, which I guess to take some tests. You had to prove what else? You had to prove, I guess, financial need. I was underemployed, couldn't afford the tests. You had to also prove job prospects. Like, you had to go on, like, I don't know, BLS or whatever it was, and show how much this stuff is supposed to make a year, so you can show that you can support yourself, and also that there's actually a job market for it. Like, is it in demand, right? So I figured that shouldn't be too hard. IT always in demand, supposedly. Awesome. So Frederick County Maryland actually ended up paying for the entire thing, my classes and to take the tests, right? And that's what also pissed me off, that I went and essentially, it's free. Like, I don't have to pay it back. It's like a grant. It is a grant. I don't have to pay it back. It's quote unquote free money, even though, yes, I know, my God, it's not free because taxes and you end up paying it back. Yeah, okay, whatever. Yeah, fine. Work with me here, people. Work with me. Free, right? So A+ passed it. Yes, it's working. Network Plus failed it. Security Plus, I gotta hope to God that the same BS doesn't happen on that thing. And the sun is in my face. Thank you, truck. And so, yeah, I got them. They paid for the whole thing, right? So I have to check in with them and be like, hey, did you pass this thing? Yeah. Do you have a job? Yeah. Interestingly enough, they also do job coaching, which I did not need. I have so far now had 2 jobs. The previous job that I got let go from because I was doing too well. You all saw that video. And this job that I have now that I'm now going to. And I got them both with the A+ test. So you know what? It was money well spent. I am now making enough, as I was before, to support myself before my girl's income. We are back to $100,000 a year household. Fine. Between the 2 of us, fine. Okay? And all we have if you want to go by the per capita, is me and her, and then 2 cats. If I don't know if the 2 cats together count as a quarter of a person. So I don't know what 1.4 heads per 100,000. 2.4. Whoops. Whatever. You know. Point is, I got it for free. So for all you people saying, "Oh my God, people that get stuff for free don't appreciate it," and if you don't work, nah, that's BS. That's BS. Look up the history in this country of how so many people got shit for free, and that's how a lot of people are where they are right now, through intergenerational wealth, right? Shit passed down, passed down, passed down. So no. Okay, when stuff gets hard, people are always going to the government asking for help. Okay, and it's not just black people, it's not just poor people. No, let me not cross. Okay, so no. And they're very appreciative of it. So in this case, I got it for free, and I am actually doing something. I'm actually able to support myself now. I just need that little bit of torque to get going, and now the horsepower is taking over, and I can support myself. So for anybody who's saying, "Oh my God, free," giving somebody something to free, nah. They gave me the fish, and then I took that fish and saved. That saying, give a person a fish and you feed them for one day and teach them how to fish the fish for no. That is a very stupid saying. Very stupid saying. One of the dumbest sayings I've ever heard in my life. You give somebody a fish, you feed them right now, yes. You teach them how to fish, you feed them for the rest of their life, supposedly. Here's the problem. You have to do both. Obviously, that saying works in and of itself, but here's the problem. If you don't feed them right now, but you instead teach them how to fish, they're going to die of starvation before they master how to fish. Because if fishing was so easy, trust me, especially if they're hungry, they would have figured it out on their own. If they have the mental ability, the baseline mental ability to do it. This is why you do not feed somebody without teaching them, but you also don't teach them without feeding them right now. They need to stem hunger right now. They're not going to be able to concentrate on your teachings. Right? They're not going to be able to concentrate on your teachings if they're dying of hunger. So, no, you do not forego feeding them, but instead teach them how to fish. No. You feed them and then teach them. And you know what else? You keep feeding them while teaching them. And if they're learning, you keep doing it. If they're not learning, well, then it's like, hey, sorry, man, you're not going to get it, and I'm not going to feed you forever. So forget it. But you know what? Sometimes you do need a hand up, or hand up, a leg up or something, help. Not a hand out where you sit there on it and then you become a parasite. No, but a hand up. And that is exactly what I got, because you know what? I was sitting there supporting myself, and I did not have enough money to go and take these tests, to go and get a better job, because all my money was spent. As minimal as I was, all my money was spent keeping myself alive, keeping food, clothing, and shelter, the 3 basics, the 3-point base. So I didn't have any extra money, and the little bit of money that I could save, the $1 or $2, it was going to take forever. I'd be 100 years old or something before I could save up enough to go and take this test. Hope to God not fail it. So there you go. That's the thing. Back to this Network Plus thing. Sorry to go off on that little side bit of wisdom, but I think that's something that the world needs to know. People really need to get off that stupid saying. Yeah, CompTIA, look, man, I took your official book, and you know what? If somebody's out there claiming to be the official shit of your shit, you might want to know what the hell they're teaching and then base your test off that. Because I can tell you this right now, reading the book and Messer's video, the knowledge is there. From the book and Messer's videos and Mike Myers stuff, the knowledge is there, but the test is completely ignoring all of that technical knowledge and going off stuff that you need to have experience in. It's not something that you can't teach that. Like, it's not something you're going to learn out of a book. So, I don't know. But you know what? I know all these people that passed it. Good for them. Maybe they got some easy, underhanded questions, but I got nothing but rapid fire, invisible fastballs the entire fucking time. How in the hell do you not ask any questions about IPv4, IPv6, or subnets and you're about to say somebody is Network Plus certified. It used to be network professional. Get the fuck out of here. Yo, CompTIA, what the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing? From what I understand, from what I hear from people, the Security Plus test is the easiest of all three. Security Plus is easiest, then A Plus, then Network Plus is the hardest. We'll see. Anyway, we'll focus on this rush hour. Later.